The crypto crash explained. What's up, financial hawks? So in today's video, I wanted to go over this video that caught my eye, pretty much going over why crypto is destined to fall and go up and then fall and go up and fall and go up. Pretty much explaining the dips that a lot of people are somehow still unaware of. So I'll be watching this video with you guys and reacting with you guys live. I haven't seen the video yet, but I'm intrigued to see what they're going to talk about and see if I learn some new stuff as well. So let's get into it.
Whatever is happening with this thing called cryptocurrencies is insane. It still feels like it's not real. How much do you think Bitcoin price was exactly a year ago?
Now, also too, this video came out in April. Looks like April 10th. So this is before June. You know, all this craziness going on right now. So, you know, kind of just give you guys a update on that.
Less than $7,000. Within a single year, the price skyrocketed to over $60,000. It's floating somewhere between $50,000 and $60,000 now. Just 5 years ago, in 2016, the price of the Bitcoin was less than $450. These kind of moments push you to think twice about whether you are investing in the right asset or not, because a $10,000 or $20,000 investment in Bitcoin would have turned you into a multi-millionaire today. You could have purchased a Ferrari and start making YouTube videos where you could say, knowledge. That's supposed to be a joke. It's uncertain where the cryptos are headed now. Honestly, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if Bitcoin crosses $100,000. I remember back in 2017, everyone was freaked out about how on earth.
Yeah, I actually personally think a Bitcoin will hit over 100,000. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to say go hit that this year, but yeah, it's the future. I think it will hit that.
Bitcoin worth $15,000 or $18,000. Little did they knew what 2021 have prepared for us. If you're feeling bad for missing the opportunity to invest in Bitcoin 5, 7, or 8 years ago, then let me introduce you to James Holz. He's a software developer who was one of the few early users of Bitcoin. When mining Bitcoin was super easy, he used to mine a lot from his bedroom using his personal computer. Now you can't, since the network has grown so much that you need huge computer warehouses to mine even a single Bitcoin. Back then, he mined over 7,500 Bitcoins from his little bedroom. He believed in this idea, but had no clue that his hard drive soon will worth a fortune.
Man, that's what's up. That's what's up. That's a different time. I forgot what year he said, 2013, 2012. I was still in school. I didn't even know about this yet.
Back then, Bitcoin wasn't as exciting as today. It was only used on the dark web to exchange illegal goods. So when he was cleaning up his house, he thought that he had taken out all the information from that hard drive, including his Bitcoins. But he didn't. So he ended up throwing that hard disk with over 7,500 Bitcoins. Somewhere in the...
Oh, that sucks. That sucks. That sucks. All those coins gone. Well, okay, maybe something happens. Let's see.
world, there is a hard drive with access to Bitcoin wallet with 7,500 Bitcoins that worth over $427 million. This guy was sitting on a pile of virtual gold. He threw away almost $500,000. Just imagine for a moment.
Oh, $500 million is gone. And you spent all that time to mine these coins just to let it go. Ah, that sucks. Probably a good reason why you should buy a hard drive. In the description box, I think I do have the hard drives I use on my computers, so I can always back up my stuff. Definitely check that out.
How bad is he feeling? He has spotted one-in-a-lifetime opportunity. He did everything he could to take advantage out of it, and then threw it away in the garbage with his own hands. He's only going to feel worse as the price of Bitcoin keeps rising. But he's not the only one. Stephen Thomas also has a wallet with over 7,000 Bitcoins, but he forgot his 12-word password. Back in 2011, he produced an animated video explaining how digital currencies work. For his efforts, Bitcoin enthusiasts awarded him 7,002 Bitcoins. And right now, he has a fortune of almost $400 million that he can't access.
Dang, 400 million. Dang near $500 million. and he can't even use it anymore because the freaking password. Oh my gosh, that sucks. That sucks, man. Like, this would be a good point for me to like put in an ad talking about, hey, get this ad protection software. Hey, if you are an ad password protection program, wherever you are, yeah, definitely hire me. I can go ahead and definitely put you in some of these videos. That, oh man, a good password protector, something manager. Oh, that would have been so good. That sucks. 500, dang near $500 million. He can't even use, can't even access. That sucks.
Because he doesn't remember his key. Whenever you have a bad day, just remember these guys. I don't think you can mess up more than what these guys did. However, not everything is sunshine and rainbows when it comes to cryptocurrencies, because everything that rises will eventually fall, whether it's cryptocurrencies, the stock market, real estate, or any other asset. I've already experienced one cryptocurrency crash at the end of 2017, and it seems like we might experience another one this year or in the foreseeable future. Of course, it's impossible to predict anything because the future is unknown, and whoever claims to know the future is lying. But if we just take a look at the facts on the ground, we might be able to make a reasonable prediction based on the current circumstances. So let's take a look at whether we are at the brink of another crypto crash. In March 2020, the price of the Bitcoin was at
And remember, this video came out in April, so he was like right on it. He was right on it.
a little over $5,000. It already lost its momentum back in 2017, and experts predict that it would only grow slowly since then. To change the financial industry is almost impossible unless the government is backing you. But something unexpected happened around that time. Suddenly, the future became uncertain. A global pandemic stopped the world from turning around, and we had absolutely no idea how on earth are we going to get out of it.
Yeah, 2020 was a wild year. Oh man, I'm everywhere. In person, online, just wherever you went, it was just craziness.
Investors panicked, sold their stocks, so the stock market dropped by over 30% in less than a month. They couldn't even invest in real estate because most people lost their jobs due to the pandemic. And it seemed like they will not be able to pay their mortgages and the housing market will collapse. That's why they started buying gold.
Also, too, he says a lot of the stock market crashed. In some aspects it did, but in a lot of aspects it actually rose. Like I talked about the Grand Theft Auto stock, the new GameStop stock. I had invested in that back in, I think, 2019, right before 2020. And my portfolio on that, well, actually, all the stuff actually got kind of doubled. But my Grand Theft Auto stock definitely doubled during that time. So, yeah, depending on what stock you ran, but that Grand Theft Auto stock definitely doubled.
Because gold has always been a global currency of the world, and no matter what happens, gold will always hold its value. So gold prices rose instantly. In a few months, they crossed a break
Okay, yeah, he's talking about some of the other stocks that's rising. Okay, cool.
of almost $2,100 per ounce. But something different was happening around the same time. Cryptocurrencies, especially Bitcoin, has already developed a reputation of being virtual gold. You might not be able to touch it, but there is a limited number of them, and it's backed by this huge network across the globe. So, some investors turn to Bitcoin to protect their wealth in such uncertain times, which led Bitcoin prices to rise. And finally, in a long time, the price crossed $11,000. But it wasn't just the price of the Bitcoin that was rising so significantly, but pretty much every other asset. The stock market was shooting through the roof, for example. Real estate prices grew by double digits. What do you think
Steve and Dave use eToro to trade cryptocurrencies. Steve does extensive
happened? The Fed understood that if they are not going to act fast, this pandemic could get much worse than the 2008 crash. In 2008, it wasn't just the real estate market that collapsed, but rather it took down the banks with it, since banks provided mortgages to these homeowners. On top of that, banks sold these mortgages in the form of securities to investors. So when
Oh yeah, shout out to his graphics. He looks so freaking good. I like the little fire effects, the little clip art. Good job.
everything collapsed, it took down with it banks, homeowners, and investors. And unfortunately, the entire global economy. So the Fed said, we're going to do whatever it takes in order to prevent such a recession like we had in 2008. And that meant printing money and buying corporate bonds. At first glance, it seems like, how is that related to Bitcoin? It definitely helped the stock market to rise faster than ever, but the Fed didn't do anything to boost Bitcoin. You see, when the government passed the stimulus bill and filled the economy with cash, a lot of people began to worry about inflation. More money in the economy means the real value of each dollar will decrease, which means holding cash was a bad idea. So investors were buying all kinds of assets to preserve their wealth, including Bitcoin. So Bitcoin prices instantly started rising. But they rose a bit too fast and attracted speculators who wanted to profit from the rise of an asset, which is what usually happens when a certain asset starts rising too fast. So between September and January, the price increased from $10,500 to almost $35,000.
Yeah, that was insane. That was insane. I think at the time of this video right now, I think Bitcoin is around that price currently. And hopefully it's trending upwards, hopefully not trending downwards by the time this video comes out.
In less than 6 months, the price rose by over 220%. Everyone expected Bitcoin to crash, but then this is what happened. Tesla bought $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin, which boosted the demand through the roof. The news of Tesla investing in Bitcoin sent shockwaves across the world, pushing more investors to buy Bitcoin. In less than 2 months, price doubled, and for the first time ever, Bitcoin crossed $60,000.
It was what? I think it maxed out around 70,000, 72,000, so super close to 100,000. Super close to 100,000, which is amazing. And hey, we still got the rest of 2021, so we're going to see how far it's going to get again for this year. I mean, it's definitely going to raise over, year by year. I'm pretty positive next 5 years from now, it's going to be a lot higher than it is currently. But I'm intrigued to see where it's going to be at the end of 2021.
To make things worse, Musk tweeted that now you can buy a Tesla with Bitcoin.
Oh yeah, I do remember seeing that tweet. Also talking about Tesla, that new Tesla Roadster looks so freaking good. It can go 0 to 60 in 1.1 second. That's freaking fast. That's if you get those like rocket, I think call it the SpaceX boosters, something like that. I'm gonna go ahead and get that hopefully some of the Shiba Inu income. But yeah, I just had to talk about that Tesla Roadster. That car looks nice.
Gave a lot of legitimacy to Bitcoin and made it even more popular. The real value of Bitcoin is its network. The fact that millions of people use Bitcoin and it makes the financial transactions easier. But no one knows how much Bitcoin really worth. It could worth $1 per Bitcoin or $100,000 per Bitcoin. Everyone has an opinion. But the fact is, the recent Bitcoin price spike is driven by people's fear of inflation, a bunch of speculators, and some tweets by the king of memes. Of course, there are a lot of other factors that influence the rise of Bitcoin. But what happens when the fear of inflation will go away, when interest rates will be raised? There is a good chance that the demand for Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies will fall, which will drive away speculators, which will further drive the price down, which will scare off simple retail investors who wanted to profit from the spike. I personally believe that Tesla will sell its share of Bitcoin once something like that is around the corner, but it's just my opinion, which could be entirely wrong. That doesn't mean that Bitcoin will drop to zero or it will drop to pre-pandemic levels, but it will definitely drop. How big is that crash going to be? Well, only time will tell. But if you're a long-term investor, you shouldn't care, because personally, I believe that cryptos have a future. Despite all the challenges they have to go through, despite the fact that they are not going to replace fiat money, at least in the coming few decades, they still have a future, because the world needs a decentralized financial system. Now it's time to give this video a thumbs up and make sure to check our second channel, Bloom. If I'm not posting...
Okay, we'll go ahead and end that there. I'll go ahead and give them a like. That was a good video. I'm liking what I was seeing so far. I guess some of the stuff I kind of just knew about already, but hey, maybe for some of you guys who are brand new, hopefully this was like a good introduction on all the big increases we've been seeing, and also some of the decreases that we're now currently experiencing. Again, as he talked about, if you are into this more for a long-term investment, this should not be something that will really wave you from wanting to sell everything, because you see it as a future. Now, yeah, if you are coming into this specifically for, like you said, speculation, and you're trying to make a quick buck, maybe at this time, maybe with all the different cryptos, you may not have as high of a chance as you would have had maybe 6-7 months ago. But if you do see that crypto will be the future, and that we will be seeing more and more crypto becoming more mainstream, becoming something usable everywhere. Like we already had, I think, one Latin American country already having crypto as one of their main currencies. Yeah, investing right now in a dip is a great idea. But anyway, guys, if you haven't already, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Also, too, in the comments, I definitely want to hear you guys' thoughts on this video. Hopefully enjoyed it. Are you more of a short-term or long-term holder? And are you more diamond hands? Are you more paper hands? Or are you just doing you? Anyway, guys, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.